Hi there guys, and welcome to Dominating Spud's Blair Witch movie review, where you guys know every single Tuesday we do movie reviews around some of the biggest films out there. I'm thinking maybe next week that I review Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them, but let me know what you guys want me to review down in the comment section below. But before we get into this episode, boys, I'd like to thank you guys for the support that you're having on my channel, and if you are enjoying these movie reviews. But what I'm going to be doing now is, instead of showing trailers, I'm just going to be putting screenshots up, because I've been getting copyrighted every time I'm doing it, and it's kind of annoying. I know the trailer makes it look a bit better, but at the same time it's trying to screw over my channel, so it ain't a good thing. But I will leave a link down below to go and see the trailer for the Blair Witch, so if you want to quickly check that out before you watch this, I'll give you a few seconds. Sweet, done, good, if you did watch it. But this film, boys, I'm going to have a non-spoiler alert and then a spoiler alert half, but obviously I'm going to do the no spoiler alert at the start, because I'm just going to talk about the plot of this film. This one is mostly based around the first Blair Witch movie, which is the Blair Witch Project, which a lot of people class as real, where I thought it was real at first. Like, I went for years thinking the film was real. I don't know why. People were like, it's fake, it's fake. I was like, nah, it's not. And I just went into like a lot of research back in the day, like when I was in school. They asked me to do like a project, like a whole essay on something, and I chose to do it on the Blair Witch. Like, that's how weird I was back in back then. But yeah, the first Blair Witch film like proper kicked off back when it got first released, because it was like the first of its kind. The found footage era had begun once that film started. But this one brings it back. Like, there was the Blair Witch 2, the Book of Shadows, which I really did enjoy, because that gave you more of a backstory to like Eric Edward, which is the Blair Witch, and all the other stuff like Eileen Treacle, who got drowned in the lake. They'll bring all that backstory into it, which I really do enjoy hearing about, because ages ago I bought 8 Blair Witch books and I've only read one of them, but the first one gave a massive insight in the legend of it all, like how she uses her voices and everything, and how she, sorry, that's got an itchy foot, and how she manipulates people with their tongues and all that. And in this one, boys, it really shows what she's capable of and the power that she has of the woods that she's possessing. Because in this one you find out a bit how she got tortured, where in Book of Shadows it does explain how she was strapped to a tree, but they mostly said she was hung from a tree because she was spinning. Then there's another story that she was strapped to a tree with rocks on her arms and legs, making her stretch out into an abnormal form of freaking being, which you end up seeing in the film near the end. But I'll talk more about that in the spoiler alert. So, and boys, you have the choice whether you want. If you don't want to know any spoilers, don't click the second half, but I will put some on the screen saying spoiler alert, so I don't want to try and ruin it for you. But then somebody sends Heather's brother, the woman out of the first one, a clip of somebody running through, which looks like Rustin Parr's house, which Heather is running around at the end of the first one trying to look for Josh. And obviously straight away he thinks that it's her, and they go to check out the house. And not everything turns out like it was meant to, where that clip come from and who sent it, and it just goes all flipping crazy. But what I liked about this film is they brought back the Blair Witch. So a lot of people wanted it to come back because it was the start, and not a lot of people like Book of Shadows, but I did. I watched this twice, boys. I watched it first and then I absolutely hated the film. But then I watched it again and I understood it and I absolutely loved it. I loved the story behind it, and now I'm going to start reading the books, see if there's another backstory behind it all. So I don't know why my throat's really dry. And yeah, that's what the book's for, to give you a more of a backstory. And yeah, they're mostly just going to the woods, a group of friends, pretty much like every other horror film.
going in there, group of friends, exactly like the first one, but it turns out a lot differently. But like I said before, I like the backstory of it all. The witch, what Rustin Parr did, whether he killed him in the attic or the basement. I always believed it was in the basement because that's what I read in a few books. But a lot of you are most probably like, oh, freaking, why do you believe it was real? My mum was like that back then in the day, and after that I have just always enjoyed the story of the Blair Witch and the backstory behind it all with Rustin Parr and everything about it. But the thing I didn't enjoy was how they shown the witch, but like I say, I'm going to get more about it. I'm just trying not to ruin it too much in this part, but I definitely would recommend this film, boys. It's not the best sequel in the world. It's very good for today, like, because how today's films are, it made it kind of more shit, because back then it was the first ever found footage film, and now we've kind of seen it with Grave Encounters, Paranormal Activity, VHS, all that stuff. But Grave Encounters was amazing, Paranormal Activity was amazing, VHS was amazing. I mean, there's loads of other ones that I've seen, and there's some that are a bit but Cloverfield was one of the best ones as well. But it ties in today, like, there's too much found footage films. I think maybe they need to take it a different way, but I like it how they kind of seal it off now with the Blair Witch, how they end it. And now hopefully they don't touch it, because just leave it at that. Maybe if you're going to do another film, maybe do it on the Blair Witch, Ellie Kedward's backstory, maybe do it in her time, or when she got turned into it and how she took the children. Maybe do a story of Rustin Parr, something like that. I would watch both of them. That'd be amazing films for any Blair Witch fan, in my opinion. But yeah, that's the non-spoiler part, boys. So if you want to stop it there, I do recommend watching this film, boys, if you are a big Blair Witch fan, or even if you're not, you get to watch this today, and maybe you want to go off and watch the original. If you ain't watch the original, if you ain't, then you're crazy. You are crazy, because that was the first ever one. But yeah, I'll give this, after the first time I watched it, I would give it a 4.5, but after watching it the second time, I'd definitely give this around an 8.59 potatoes out of 10. Easily. Like, once you watch it first, you might be a bit, that was a bit weird, but then once you watch it again, it's a lot better, boys. So make sure you check it out. This is going to be now the spoiler alert section. Pop up the spoiler alert. Well, I don't know if it'll be up here, down there, could be anywhere, but this is the spoiler alert section now, boys. But what I thought about this film was absolutely amazing. How at the start of the film, there's always a tree. There is always a tree, but in this one it's a huge ass flipping trunk sort of thing which has been electrocuted or something. And in my opinion, I think that's where the Blair Witch got freaking strung up and spread out, and her bones just got stretched out behind physical form. Like, here's a picture of what the Blair Witch looks like in the film, and here's a picture of what the Grave Encounters thing looks like. They look very similar. A lot of people call this Blair Witch like the Slender Witch, but where that trunk is where Rustin Parr's house always pops up. In the Book of Shadows, there's that thin tiny tree, the house pops up. I can't remember if there was a tree in the first one. I'll have to watch that again. I think there was a tree, I'm not too sure, because in the first one she planted rocks around them, and obviously in the second one there was a lot more fucking stick figures. But yeah, the witch that you see at the end of the film, I thought at first, I was like, I can't believe they're actually showing what she fucking is. But there's two forms, there's always two forms. There's a spiritual form, which obviously is a witch type figure, like what I've read in one of the books, that she's a huge woman with a cloak. She's just this huge black figure that is just huge pretty much, and like this, just all that around it, it's just mental. But then there's a physical form, which not many people would have thought what they saw of it like the first time. Like, when I saw it, I was like, what the fuck is this Grave Encounters? But after reading the backstory of it, how she was put in the middle of a tree, boys, and the box were on her arms and legs, and she was stretched out like that, where you could see if she was stretched out like that, then Jesus Christ, I don't want to have that happen to me. But a lot of people are saying, Maybe this ain't the Blair Witch, maybe that's Heather's physical form. Maybe she took her and stretched her out. Maybe Heather's doing her shit for her. You never know, but I think that's her physical form, and the spiritual form's more woman type, to lead or children and everything in. Or when she takes them or gets someone like Rustin Parr. But the thing we found out in this one, she only takes sacrifices, so that's why he made kids look into the corner so she didn't kill them. So obviously when he took them out the corner and gave them to the witch, they were looking dead at her, so they're dead. That's pretty much sacrifice. And that's why they used to look in the corner. But remember in the first one, freaking Mike is looking towards the wall. Is he dead or not? Maybe he's a spiritual form. You never know, maybe Rustin Parr put in there, but the thing they're showing in this one, the person that they're with, Lane, at the start of it, like, they time travel, boys, because she owns them woods. She can time travel the woods to her own however she wants. Because in one scene in the film, they're there in normal time. Next time they see Lane, 5 days later, next time they see Lane is in Rustin Parr's house with a huge ass beard, where he says it's been a year or something like that, or a couple of years. So maybe, and he also set up the twig figures to scare Heather's friend, brother's friends. How do you know if he didn't time travel back to the first one and put up them stick figures and killed Heather and Mike and Josh in the first one? Because she was controlling him like Rustin Parr. You never. That's my theory. I think Lane got transferred to one and this one, backwards and forwards to each one. Because at the end of this one, you hear Heather screaming and you see a light in the house. She's running through that house at the end of the first one, screaming her fucking head off. So I think that the time travel is a really good thing, because you see it, like, she's a witch, she's powerful as fuck. You see it in Grave Encounters in the second one. When they're running through the mental hospital, they escape it and then they're in the hotel like, oh, we got her through. Go through down the elevator, boom, back in there. Freaking, they mess with your mind, they can turn whatever they want if you are in there. They'll just switch it around. And yeah, it was mental, boys. Like, the Rustin Parr backstory, what the Blair Witch looked like, and the time travel, which I really did enjoy, because she's a witch. Obviously she can do shit like that, she's a witch. But yeah, like I said, I'll give this 8.5 non-potatoes out of 10. But if they're going to make another Blair Witch film, it's got to be around either Rustin Parr's storyline or obviously Ellie Kedward's past and how she became the Blair Witch. Because that'll be two good films to maybe sign off the Blair Witch saga, because I don't think they should do another one like this. They should leave it at that, because that's Heather's blood, that's everyone who done it, because she can only kill people who remembers. So, and also, when she's running through the house at the end, Heather's brother's friend, it's actually her footage that he finds at the start of the film. So the witch somehow got that footage to him, which is absolutely crazy. So how long has she been doing all this time travelling shit? How many people has she actually killed? Let me know, guys, what you thought of the film. If you have watched it, if you haven't, make sure you check it out. Let me know what you guys thought of this review. I think this was a bit better than my Brotherhood one, because I feel like I know a bit more about it. But hopefully they do two films like that with Rustin Parr and the Blair Witch past. That'll be flipping amazing. I hope they do that. But yeah, if you did enjoy this review, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe if you're new for more movie reviews every Tuesday. And this will be out either Tuesday or Wednesday. If it's out Wednesday, I'll be out San Diego, Great to Wembley. So I hope you guys have enjoyed. If you are new, make sure you hit that subscribe button and join the Potato Army. If you would like a shout out, make sure you comment that down below also, that you want a shout out for Shout Out Sunday. And yeah, make sure you follow me on Twitter and Discord. Hope you guys have enjoyed, and don't forget to stay starchy.